Hey guys, Ariel over here today with a look at a pretty awesome place that I got to visit while I was in Missouri. If you don't recognize this and are not familiar with them, this is Doug and Stacy's home. They are the ones that put on the conference that I was attending, and I don't even know if I told Doug this story. The way I first had run into them is I saw a thumbnail on YouTube with somebody who looked like a very genuine Amish fellow in a video. So I had to check that out because I didn't grow up Amish. I grew up in another similar-ish plain church, and I've had people, and I grew up around a lot of Amish, so I've had people ask me often things about like, oh, is that Amish Mafia show? Is that pretty realistic? And things like that. So I was just curious what there was that Amish-looking fellow doing on YouTube. And if you're curious, you can go check out their intro video on their channel homepage. They've got hundreds and hundreds of videos at this point. They live in a small house, not quite as tiny as mine, that they built themselves. They live fully off-grid, no solar, no wind, no nothing of that kind. And I was very privileged to come out and be able to do a little tour around their property. So give this a watch, and if you're interested at all, Stacy shares lots of info on nutrition and cooking. Doug shares a ton of stuff on building things because he's built everything himself there on their property. Their channel is just a wealth of helpful information, and so it was really special for me, after having now watched their videos for quite a while, to get to go actually see all these things in person. So I thought you guys might enjoy it as well. So I'm actually in a place that I have seen many times on the internet, but I'm here in real life, and Doug's gonna give you guys a little look around at their homestead.
Hey, welcome to our log cabin in the Midwest. It's a 1800 style log cabin that we built ourselves in 90 days with no carpentry skills. So if we can do it, you can do it too if you wanted to. And one of the ideas behind us building a log cabin was that we didn't want to have man-made materials like drywall and carpet and all that stuff in our new house, and we wanted to limit our footprint as well. So we went green with the log cabin. I just kind of studied some Pioneer books and some ways they put them together as far as notching and how they layered them, and then we went for it. And this is our place. We have 3,000 gallon gravity fed water system that isn't working right now because I put it in the root cellar and busted the water line, and 3,000 gallons of water went into our root cellar. But it is all gravity fed, and we collect rainwater. It's 3,000 gallons. We have a wood cook stove. It's a little bit bigger than Ariel's. But it's Pioneer Princess. It has a water reservoir. This actually will cook and heat our whole house, and we really enjoy it. It has a pretty big oven too, so you can, it's just like using a conventional type oven. This is our living room. Our living room and our dining room area, or whatever you want to say, is all in one room. It's a little under 600 square feet.
So they got about 3 times the space I do.
Yeah.
But it is a beautiful little cabin.
So in our back room here, we basically use this as a dual purpose room. We have a cedar pantry here, and that's we just actually added that in. We had it handmade for us, and fits right in this corner, so it's a space saver. And Stacy's really filled that up pretty quick.
I bet.
And then we also just use the composting toilet. It's sawdust method, and so we just keep everything in here. The bathtub isn't being used, but we do our curing our potatoes in there. It's right now our temporary root cellar.
Nice.
Yeah, see, this is our little ball, but there's all the potatoes we've already pulled out.
Oh, nice. Look at that harvest.
And then we have a lot of sweet potatoes we eat mostly. That's just our little bit of white potatoes that we do.
Then we go out to the brand new back deck.
Yeah.
The view off their back deck. I know that's the summer kitchen.
There's the outdoor shower.
Garden.
And then that's a composting bin there where we take care of the composting toilet stuff, and it's a 2-year cycle. We have some beehives back there. We do the bees. We have a pond with fish that's stocked that we eat out of.
And ducks.
Yep, ducks.
And this is the newest big project.
Yeah.
Got a giant hole in the ground. Well, mostly full hole now.
Yeah, we're in the process of building a root cellar that's going to take care of storing all of our crops and act almost like a refrigerator. And we built it out of ICF foam forms and concrete. And right now we're just going to start waterproofing it and backfilling the dirt in.
Beautiful. And off the other side of the deck here, You know there's a newly poured little concrete pad right there.
Yeah, we're totally under construction right now, so it's a little bit of a mess, that's for sure. We're usually pretty tidy.
Beautiful hangout and fire pit.
And then we have this outdoor kitchen. Basically, this is where we process a lot of our food. And then it's also a place that we actually sleep in too, and it's also where we eat in the summertime, because we don't cook inside the log cabin in the summertime. So we're using the All-American Sun Oven, and we're also eating out here and sleeping out here. So we screened it in, and it works real nice. We have a couple propane gas cooking apparatuses in there as well, barbecue grill and such. And Stacy does a little bit of canning, and we do fermenting and processing of a lot of our food out there. This is our garden area. When we first got here, we started with a 10,000 square foot garden that we were actually using Belgians to plow and disc and harrow. And then we were like, wow, what are we doing? It's only 2 people here. So we went to the raised beds and to the Back to Eden type style gardens. And it's producing really well for us. We had just had a big storm come through here that knocked down our sunflowers, and we're in the process of cleaning that up. But all the tomatoes and peppers and a lot of the stuff that was damaged, I stood back up and propped up, and everything seemed to be working out okay.
We've got gorgeous flowers, all the tomatoes and things I can't grow. Look at those vines just loaded. And I see lots of brightly colored peppers in through there, and more red tomatoes behind there. This would be the only thing that would make me tolerate heat and humidity like this. Otherwise, I really like the snow.
We built this greenhouse that extends our season. We can start our seeds earlier in the spring and also go further into the winter with growing greens and stuff like that. We eat a lot of greens here, a lot of salads, stuff like that. Not really tomatoes we can grow deeper into the winter, but all of our greens for our salad mixes. And then every building at our property we collect rainwater off of. This is a 500-gallon rainwater catchment system here that we actually use to water your garden. So if you can actually water your garden with rainwater, that's the best water for your garden instead of city water. So actually too, I'm not braggadocious, but I built this $50 chicken coop. It's the most watched chicken coop video on all of YouTube. It's got 4.5 million hits.
So if you guys need a chicken coop and you want to build your own, go look up Doug's video.
And we're actually using this right now. We're raising our turkeys, which are right behind you. And we trained them to come in at night and everything else.
And they're happily eating every bug and everything in the area.
So we have 2 chicken houses too that we built. There's one here that houses our hens where we get our eggs. And then we keep fryers and meat birds in there, because we are carnivores.
And look at how it took me a minute to even realize what this was. Look how insanely tall. I don't know if you guys have any idea. Let me put Doug in the picture there because he's tall. How tall their lamb's quarter is. Yeah. I have lamb's quarter at my house, and it is about 2.5 feet tall. That's where it maxes out. This stuff is like 9 feet high or something.
Yeah, it's actually pretty soon going to be going to seed. And we had a lot of people when we did videos about it, they wanted to get the seed. So we're going to try to put bags over the top, collect the seeds, and then send them out to our subscribers. So if any of your subscribers want any, maybe they can contact us and we'll try to get them out to them.
Nice. So if you guys don't already have it growing, wild as what most people consider a weed, then get yourself some.
Here's the messed up zone right now because I had all that ICF foams in here.
We got the rodent patrol crew.
You don't need any milk. Little babies.
Mama with some cutie pies. Look at that. Someday I'll live somewhere where bigger things don't eat all my kitties.
Remember when I asked yesterday about the trivia question about the cats? That's her, that's Cotton.
And you've been around for a while.
When my first videos. Oh, my buggies need to be washed, but there they are.
Here's the alternative if the gasoline is not available, so they're still going to get around. Got some very stressed out looking kittens there. Such a hard life. Busy chickens.
So inside of this room that I built, because we do get, we do get winters here, and it can get down to like 0, -10, and it stays cold for quite a while. So I actually elevated our tanks for our rainwater catchment. We catch water off of this big barn here, and built this room and elevated the tanks. So there's our 3,000-gallon tanks that we collect water with. And then that gravity feeds down into our cabin.
And this system was working very well until he broke a water line in their current root cellar project. So I'm sure as soon as he can get that put back together, it will go back to working very well.
High on the list because Mama don't like that. A lot of people ask, like, what do you do with your first flush water? Because we have a first flush diverter on this system. It's a 250-gallon tank because we have such a large roof, and it takes care of cleaning the pollen and the dirt and the muck off of the roof, and then all the clean water actually goes into the larger tanks. So what I've done is I've set up a spigot here, and this is how I water the horses.
So we've got no pumps, no electricity, no power of any kind.
Yep.
And look at the flow of water he's got coming out of there.
It almost looks like a well pump is pumping it.
It does.
I mean, that's pretty good.
And then I don't think on video it shows up really well, but the house back there is downhill, and so everything gravity feeds into the faucets there.
And just a reminder that the only building in this whole place when we moved here was this one. So we have basically built all this stuff with 0 carpentry skills. So if you guys really set your mind to it and it's something that you're passionate about, it'll happen for you as well.
Here's the motors for that buggy inside.
Yeah, this is Smokey here. He's our buggy horse. He's a standard bred and a and a Morgan. So he's kind of big for a standard, but he's a good buggy horse, and he's very smart. This guy here, we call him Houdini. He can escape out of any place we try to put him into. Really good everything. Good feet, good stock, good horse.
Right there. Yeah, I knew.
And this here is Sadie. This is a saddle horse. Stacy said, "Give me a saddle horse and I'll ride it." And she's ridden it a whole 0 times. So I'll be, after I get all my projects done, I'll be breaking her back in, putting her saddle on her, putting her cloth on her, and getting her around the block a couple times. She's really a good girl. Because, we don't want to have just one single horse, too. We want to have them paired up. So it was a good pair. We had a pair of Belgians and Smokey, and we cut our feed bill basically in half. And she's a good girl.
Beautiful. Here we got the Guinea Patrol, great homestead guards, watchdogs, and they eat, I think, more ticks than any other kind of fowl. So they are on it. So anyway, hopefully you guys found that as fascinating as I did. If you want more info on any of the things that you saw or were mentioned, please do check out their channel. You can find them on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, pretty much everywhere is Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. And like I said, they do have hundreds of videos detailing how they have done all these things and what works and what doesn't and all that stuff. So thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, folks. If you're interested in more info on my off-grid tiny house life, check out some of my other videos here. And if you like what you're seeing, click the little picture of my house to subscribe and then hit the little bell so YouTube actually notifies you every time there's a new video available. See y'all next time.